Lots to get to. By the way, on this this great big bill, I could be wrong. If the Senate's making it look better, I'd like to know how. The House Republicans, to their great credit, they looked at Medicaid. They saw illegal aliens were getting Medicaid. They wanted to tighten it up. They see that individuals who are sound of mind and body, who won't work at least 20 hours a week, were getting Medicaid, which is a welfare program. So they wanted to fix that and have a stronger work requirement in there and a couple of things like that. So the Senate parliamentarian, who is a bureaucrat, has apparently ruled that that's not part of a budget process. That's more policy-oriented and therefore does not fit within the reconciliation process. Now, what's all that jargon mean? What it means is if you put it in the bill's subject to a filibuster as opposed to just a majority. And we know what the Democrats would do with it. So Senator Thune, as I read the various press reports, has said that he will not overturn the parliamentarian's decision. So now if this bill passes, it means that all this fraud and waste that's going to individuals who shouldn't get it under Medicaid, they'll get it. Okay? I'm cutting to the chase. No Washington, D.C. jargon. Number two, I guess I'm in the minority on this with some people. I don't think with you, but I think inside Washington, these deductions for home mortgage interest and property taxes, there used to be no cap on that. None whatsoever. None. But then they put a $10,000 cap on it. Because their view is, well, that'll cover most people. And so the Republicans went back, and quite frankly, some of the Republicans from northeastern states where taxes are ridiculous, they got it to go up, I think it was to $40,000. Now, that doesn't mean most of you need a $40,000 tax deduction. But this isn't just about Frank over there and Sally over there and Hakeem over there and so forth and so on. It's what's best for the country. My attitude is always, if you can keep more of your money, you earned it. You earned it, and you should keep as much as possible. This is Ron DeSantis' view here in Florida, where there's no income tax. All taxes are low except for these property taxes, and the state has nothing to do with it. It's the selfish, damnable counties paying off teachers' unions and everything else. So the property taxes are fairly high in Florida, and the state has no direct control over it. So he wants to address that. Well, in a lot of states, a lot of you Republicans live in blue or purple states, and your property taxes are significant. And so it seems the position of the Senate Republicans, and they're not the only ones, is screw you. You live in a blue state. They have to lower the property taxes, otherwise you're going to suffer. No. That's not the way it's supposed to work. At the federal level, we're talking about taxes. We should be able to keep as much as we can, whatever the state property taxes are. It's not about rewarding this state or that state. If you have MAGA people living in New York, living in California, living in Illinois, we don't all live in one little neighborhood. They should be able to have as much of a tax deduction as possible as anybody else. No, but we're going to punish the blue state. What do you mean punish? You're talking about individual citizens. It's their money. It's your money. That's my view. I remember when Reagan was president, we had massive slash of taxes across the board. You know what we had? He got rid of the inheritance tax. Because you've already paid taxes on that money. And so it was zero. Zero. Not today. And then when it came to interest deductions and property tax reductions, there was no cap. No cap on that. No inheritance tax. And you know what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Massive economic growth. For the years that Donald Trump was president, our economy grew by almost 1/3. The entire damn economy grew by almost 1/3 because of his tax program. So the Republicans are acting like kind of rhinos. Well, the Senate says, we're not going to go along with this House thing of $40,000 deduction. We're going to go back to 10. Why? Well, we don't want to benefit these blue states. We never even had those arguments during the Reagan administration. It wasn't a matter of blue states, red states, purple states, polka dot states. It was a matter of the individual taxpayer. They're the ones who pay the taxes, not the state government of New York and California and Illinois and Rhode Island. A real human being with a family. You pay the taxes. So I have a strong disagreement with the Senate on this. And a strong disagreement with the Majority Leader Thune. He should override the parliamentarian. We didn't vote for the parliamentarian. You got a program that's full of bloat and fraud with illegal aliens and people who can work, able-bodied, able-minded people who won't work. And you're paying their health care. So the parliamentarian says, who gives a damn what the parliamentarian says? Who cares what the janitor says? I don't care. Not that there's anything wrong with them. It doesn't matter. Crazy. Crazy. All right, you got this Marxist Islamist, and he is a dangerous man. The Zoran Mamdani. He started his chapter of Students for Justice in Palestine. That is a Hamas terrorist front group. And they have hundreds of these entities on our college campuses. They are here to overthrow the country. He's a big supporter of BDS. BDS is an anti-Semitic, anti-Israel program worldwide where the anti-Semites get together and they want to destroy the economy of Israel by refusing to do business with them. We actually have liberal Republican Democrats like Chuck Schumer, like Jerry Nadler, and they're not alone, and many of them, who've now endorsed this guy. As my wife said. Why? Because the religion is the Democrat Party. Frankly, we Jews are stuck with people like this, and we have been for a long, long time. We really have. Self-haters. Self-promoters. Every faith, by the way, every ethnicity, every background, it's the same damn thing. But I'm speaking now of my people and how infuriating it is. I have nothing in common with Schumer and Nadler. Nothing. Nothing. Zero. And they're willing to back somebody like this? Back somebody like this? Guy wants to start city-owned grocery stores, and we're going to talk about that next hour. He wants massive tax increases for business. He will not allow ICE in his city, even though that is not under his control, but that means he won't let the cops help work with ICE. So you're going to have productive people who are longtime New Yorkers leave the city, and you're going to have people come into the city who want welfare, who want freebies. You're going to have Islamists come in. I don't mean Muslims. I said Islamists. Of course, you'll have more Marxists come in, and you're going to have a disaster on your hands. The biggest city, the financial center of America. The city that was ground zero in 1775 for the Revolutionary War. The tax revolt.